all this talk about playoff implications, and we move over here to our Seawolves, who have already locked up the number 2 seed in the Western Conference. And in this last week of the regular season, they were playing the top seed in all of the West, in the San Diego Legion. Also, their bitter rivals. This one, a 19-40 loss, a little bit tough here. But I need to give you some context. With both of these teams having their respective playoff seeds figured out, there was really no need for either team to try and win this game. Head coach Alan Clark did kind of put it in a nice way. It's, if you've seen sports, if you've seen a dominant team before in the last few weeks of the regular season, they rest their starters, right? They want their starters ready for the playoffs. That's what these guys did. I know I said it. Head coach Alan Clarkey basically put a bow on it and made it sound nice. But it's true. He said that basically they're getting they had a second string roster in for the most part. And they're trying to get their younger guys in, continue their development, reward them for battling hard all year long, give them a chance against the top spot in all of MLR, let alone in the Western Conference, which again makes sense. But they were just resting their starters. There's no point in them trying to beat San Diego in this match. We looked at the player of the game thing. It was tough. The Seawolves did hang on for most of the first half in this one. They were step for step with the Legion before San Diego got a late try right before halftime to really start pushing the gap there. But Devero Ferris, Devereaux, Ferris, like Ferris wheel, Ferris Bueller, 7 points scored with one try. 347 kicking meters on the day. You kind of have to go with. There were some other notable if we look here at sort of other notable performances, Jeremiah Siu, 6 ball carries, 71 running meters. Yeah, Shane Berry, one of the team's draft picks this year, was able to get in. He had 51 kicking meters in this one. And 5 ball carries to go with 38 running meters. So, you see that. We'll go through some of these names because if you're a Seawolves fan, you will probably know these names. But if you've been following along with our Seawolves coverage and just kind of know us, there are names that aren't familiar with it. Jeremiah Siu, Lepeti Ayesea, Shane Berry was a draft pick, Isaiah Latawa, Ronan Foley's been around, Nicholas Watkins, Paige Adam, David Busby, Dewald Donald, James Malcolm. We know James Malcolm. Nakai Penny, we know. So mostly, though, an opportunity for some of the younger players, some of the bench guys, the second string, so to say, to get in and get that experience. Because especially with the Seawolves team, you want to be able to win. And in any sport, you want to be able to win for the future. This is a Seawolves team that will contend this year. But you want to be able to continue to do so. And if not this year, bring a third title back to Starfire in the near future, right? So good to see that. It was nice, especially to see them really keep up in the first half. Tough to see it kind of fizzle out, but again, that's the best team in the league this year, far and away. And if they handle business in their playoff game at home at Starfire, they'll see them again when all their starters are playing. So Seattle sits at a 12-4 record, 59 standing points on the year, third in all of MLR, second in the Western Conference. Their first round playoff Western Conference Eliminator round 1 game is June 24th versus the Houston SaberCats at 4 p.m. Pacific time. Now, I would highly encourage you to get out to this. I know that, excuse me, later in the day, at a later start time, we talked about it early in the show, at a 7:30 start time, the Sounders are playing, but the Seawolves, this is a playoff game. The Sounders are not playing in a playoff game. This is playoff rugby. This team has been good all season long. We will be there, so I highly encourage you to go out there if you have the opportunity, if you have the time. It is in Tukwila if you don't know where Starfire is. If that's a trek for you, understandable, but you can always cheer the Seawolves on. by supporting, the team itself in different ways, supporting our coverage of the team. It's just big. The Seawolves have a very strong community already, but we're trying to grow that game of rugby here in the US. So I'm trying to take a look here at the tickets for this game and try to give you an idea of how cheap it is to get in, because it really isn't that expensive. And again, this is a playoff game, so yeah, you can get in first cheap of $35. Wow, the resale is crazy already. But yes, June 24th with a 4 p.m. Pacific time start.